Now let us give an introduction to alternating voltage and alternating current. An alternating voltage is the voltage which changes polarity at regular intervals of time, and the direction of the resulting alternating current also changes accordingly. If the waveform of alternating voltage is a sine wave, then it is known as sinusoidal alternating voltage. It is given by V equal to Vm sin omega t, where V represents instantaneous value of alternating voltage, Vm represents voltage amplitude or maximum value of alternating voltage, and omega represents angular frequency of alternating voltage. When sinusoidal alternating voltage is applied to a closed circuit, the resulting current also is sinusoidal in nature. It is given by the relation I equal to Im sin omega t, where I represents instantaneous value of alternating current, Im represents the current amplitude or maximum value of alternating current, and omega represents the angular frequency of alternating current. The direction of sinusoidal voltage or current is reversed after every half cycle, and its magnitude is also changing continuously as shown in the figure below. The first graph shows alternating voltage. Along the x-axis, omega t is taken. Along the y-axis, voltage V is taken, and Vm is the voltage amplitude. In the right side graph, alternating current is depicted. Along the x-axis again omega t is taken, and along the y-axis current I is taken. Im is the current amplitude. So this is the variation of the voltage versus omega t or current versus omega t. Mean or average value of AC. Alternating current in a circuit changes from one instant to another instant, and its direction also reverses for every half cycle. During the positive half cycle, current is taken as positive, and during negative half cycle, current is taken as negative. Therefore, the mean value or average value of alternating current over one complete cycle is 0. Therefore, the average or mean value of AC is measured over one half of cycle. Definition. Average value of alternating current is defined as the average of all values of current over a positive half cycle or negative half cycle. It can be shown that I average is equal to 0.637 times I maximum for positive half cycle, and I average is equal to minus of 0.637 into I maximum for negative half cycle. RMS value of AC, which is also denoted with the symbol I RMS. Root mean square value of AC is defined as the square root of the mean value of the squares of all currents over one cycle. IRMS is equal to square root of I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square up to IN square divided by N. It is also defined as that value of steady current, that is DC, which when passed through a resistor for a given time will generate the same amount of heat as generated by an alternating current when passed through the same resistor for the same time. It is also called as effective value of AC, that is I effective or I. It can be shown that I RMS is equal to I maximum by root 2, that is equal to 0.707 times Im. That is, RMS value of AC is equal to 70.7% of the current amplitude Im. Similarly, VRMS is equal to Vm divided by root 2, that is equal to 0.707 times Vm. AC voltage applied to a resistor. Let an alternating source of potential difference E be connected across a resistor of resistance R. The instantaneous value of the applied potential difference is given by V equal to Vm sin omega t, equation 1, where Vm represents the voltage amplitude of the oscillating potential difference, omega represents the angular frequency of oscillating potential difference. You look at the circuit. On the left side is the source of EMF E. The symbol for alternating or oscillating potential difference is represented by a sine wave. And on the right side of the circuit parallel to the source of AC is a resistor of resistance R. Below the circuit, an alternating current I flowing in the circuit due to this voltage develops a potential drop across the resistor R, and it is given by V equal to I into R. This is equation 2. According to Kirchhoff's loop rule or voltage law, the algebraic sum of the potential differences in a closed circuit is 0. That is sigma E equal to 0. Therefore, IR must be equal to Vm sin omega t, or I must be equal to Vm by R into sin omega t, or I equal to Im sin omega t. This is equation 3, where Im must be equal to Vm by R, that is equal to the current amplitude from Ohm's law. From equations 1 and 3, it is found that the current and voltage reach their maximum value, minimum value, and zero value simultaneously. Hence, current and voltage are in phase with each other. In equation 1, we have represented the voltage as V equal to Vm sin omega t, and in equation 3, we got the current as I equal to Im into sin omega t. So both the voltage and current are represented by sinusoidal functions, and hence it is mentioned that the voltage and current reach their maxima and minima and zero values simultaneously. Now let us understand the graph. In the graph, the blue color curve is representing the voltage and the gray color graph represents the current. The magnitude of voltage, which is a product of current into resistance, is greater than the current. So the blue color curve has a maximum amplitude than the maximum current Im. So both are at 0 at time t equal to 0 and omega t equal to 0. The value of voltage and current have attained the maximum at omega t equal to pi by 2, and both V and I have reached 0 once again at omega t equal to pi. Similarly, at 2 pi they have simultaneously reached 0 value. Hence we say that current and voltage are in phase with each other. The sum of the instantaneous current values over one complete cycle is 0, and the average current over one cycle of AC is 0. But the sum of the squares of all currents over one cycle is not 0. Since I square is always positive, irrespective of whether I is positive or negative, Joule heating and dissipation of electrical energy takes place when an AC current passes through a resistor. The instantaneous power dissipated in the resistor is given by P equal to I square R. Substituting I equal to Im sin omega t, now P becomes equal to Im sin omega t whole square into R, which is again equal to Im square R into sin square omega t. The average power over a cycle of AC is given by P bar, that is equal to average of I square R put in the bracket, that is equal to the average value of Im square R into sin square omega t. This is equation 4. Since Im square and capital R are constants, P bar is equal to Im square R into the average value of sine square omega t. But sine square omega t is equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. That is equal to 1 by 2 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Since the average of cos 2 omega t is equal to 0, hence the average of sine square omega t must be equal to 1 by 2 minus 0, that is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, the average power P bar is equal to Im square R divided by 2. This is equation 5. The same amount of DC power P equal to I square R will be dissipated if a current equal to I RMS or I effective or I flows through the resistor R. Therefore, capital P is equal to I square RMS into R. This is equation 6. But capital P is also equal to P bar. Therefore, I square RMS into capital R is equal to Im square into R divided by 2. Cancelling R on both sides, I square RMS is equal to Im square by 2, or capital I is also equal to IRMS, which is equal to Im by root 2, that is equal to 0.707 into Im. This is equation 7. Similarly, RMS value of voltage or effective value of voltage is given by V equal to VRMS equal to Vm by root 2, that is equal to 0.707 times Vm. This is equation 8. Representation of AC current and voltage. First, let us see what a phasor is. A phasor is a vector which rotates in the anti-clockwise direction about the origin with angular speed omega as shown in the figure. The vertical components of the phasors V and I represent the sinusoidally varying quantities small v and small I. Now look at the diagram given in the left. In this diagram, the two phasors, namely capital V and capital I, both are acting along the same straight line, along the same direction, and they subtend an angle omega t1 with the x-axis. If these two vectors V and I lie along the x-axis, then the value of omega t1 will be equal to 0 degree. And if both the vectors V and I lie along the positive y-axis, then omega t1 must be equal to 90 degree. And when the vector rotates from the positive x-axis up to the positive y-axis, the value of omega t1 varies from 0 to 90 degree in the first quadrant, 90 to 180 degree in the second quadrant, 180 to 270 degree in the third quadrant, and 270 to 360 degree in the fourth quadrant, and comes back to its original position. So we must understand that as the vector rotates about the x-axis in the anticlockwise direction, its projection on the y-axis, that is equal to the height of the vector, varies from 0 to maximum, maximum to 0, 0 to negative maximum to 0, and it continues simple harmonically in the form of a sine wave. And this variation of the voltage and current at various instants of time, they are represented on the graph shown on the right hand side. You look at the graph which is shown on the right hand side now. The blue graph is the instantaneous voltage, and the dotted lines gray graph is the instantaneous current. Below the graph, point number 1. The length of the line segment equals the peak value Vm or Im of the alternating voltage or current. Point number 2. Its angular velocity omega is equal to the angular frequency of the alternating voltage or current. Point number 3. The projection of a phasor on any vertical axis gives the instantaneous value of the alternating voltage or current. Point number 4. The angle between the phasor and the axis of reference, that is positive x-axis, indicates the phase of the alternating voltage or current. Now what is a phasor diagram? The diagram which represents the current and voltage phasors and the phase relationship between voltage and current is called a phasor diagram.